Hi, welcome to today's segment, and it's going to be a long one, so feel free to keep watching or just go ahead and tune out. The first thing I want to do is make sure that you watch the video of Mark Edwards' lecture at Michigan University. It talks about the Washington, D.C. and Flint water crisis from his point of view, his story, not the government story, not the corporate media story. So if you haven't watched it, go ahead and give it a look. It's about an hour long. You can do it. The link is below in my description. So this segment is going to be a difficult segment for many of you because conspiracy theories have a bad rap. And I always wonder why. And I think I do know why. But just to make sure that I stay on topic, I want to follow kind of a little bullet of what I'm going to actually talk about. So the first one is where do you get your news? You're going to either get your news from corporate media, and these may not be the only news sources that you get them from. You might get your news from government. Sometimes, not that they have their own media, but they actually have their own. Government agencies will go on media to talk about things. So basically, government, corporate media plus government, or maybe even non-corporate media. You can get your news from social media. Excuse me. You can get your news from independent media. So, how does this fit in with conspiracy theories? Well, let's see. If you look at corporate media, you're going to see conspiracy theories thrown around a lot and in a negative way. When they throw conspiracy theory, actually, I really want to kind of define conspiracy theory, but I'll define it later. Because it's a mess. Everything's a mess. So I'm going to play this back.
Of course, these stories in the New York Times, the Washington Post, CNN, and elsewhere are not conspiracy theories. These are news stories sourced by government officials. Conspiracy theories are different. They're false, they're crackpot, they're nonsense. How do I illustrate what a conspiracy theory is? How about this one about Ted Cruz's father?
His father. All right, as you can see, it's crackpot, it's nonsense. You're going to see that thrown around a lot from corporate media, what conspiracy theories are. So, where do you get your news? What does corporate media say? It's crackpot, nonsense, etc. Government, they're kind of in league with corporate media, and it's hard to point out what the government is saying. So let's not worry about that. But social media is an independent media. Now, what's difficult is figuring out what the agenda is. So, what's the agenda? The reason why an agenda might be important is because people make a lot of money off of things like this. If you think about it, let's see, there's so much segues, so I'm sorry if I'm going around in circles trying to find something I'm trying to find. Okay, here we go. I'm sorry. Percentage of people, religion is just a simple Google search, and it gives you just a quick little sorry, let's go back. All right, so I typed in all this while you were like looking at nothing at the web browser. So I'm gonna switch back right here. All right, so 85% of the world's population believe in some form of religion, and about 15% are secular. That means they're non-religious, they're agnostic like me, or they believe that there is no existence of a God. So, um, and to segue into another topic that I'd want to go into in the future about religion is, you know, a tithe is, many of you who are religious, is 10%, a tenth of your annual earnings or whatever production. And that goes with a lot of religions. So why does God need money, and where does all the money go? And the people who are at top of the religious order, how are they living? Are they still living in modest means, or do they have mansions, private planes, etc., etc., etc.? So if you're not looking into that, and you're not asking yourself why, where all the money's going, where's the money going, that's always a question you should be asking. That's just like a lot of research. Investigations is follow the money. You heard that saying. All right, so back into the segue, or back into the talking points. So the agenda. What's the agenda? Well, what's the agenda for me? Right now, I'm not giving out any conspiracy theories. I'm talking about conspiracy theories. And it's a big debate we need to have, because it's one of those things that when people hear conspiracy theory, they're just, see ya. No, you're a crackpot. You're talking nonsense. And then there's people who are so far into wanting to believe. I want to believe, but I don't believe. I have to think about it, research it, investigate. Anyways, I call them. They'll believe anything, you know. I call them believing in conspiracy beliefs. They're believing in something that has an agenda. So let's go back into my agenda. Let's see. This is just a screenshot of what I just took maybe 30 minutes ago. Look at my revenue. I'm not making any money. I don't even have enough views. Is someone paying me to do these things? Nope, I'm not. And I'm just talking about conspiracy theories. I'm not even mentioning what, a specific conspiracy theory right now. I'm just trying to get into what is it with conspiracy theories, and what's the narrative getting pushed around, and what's the agenda. So I'm not religious, so that's not my agenda. You'll have agendas where religion is a factor. And that also boils down to money, is how much money are they making? How much money am I making? If you look at InfoWars, they're making a lot of money. If you look at a lot of people, truthers, I guess you could say, in the YouTube world, truth community, maybe they'll get a lot of views, so they'll make money off of revenue from YouTube. Do I ask for any money, any donations, anything like purchased items? Like, some people do this for a living. I don't. This is like a hobby. People who are on YouTube a lot, they have to make their own money. And sometimes conspiracy theories have a big following. I could be doing stuff like Star Wars and get hundreds and thousands of views for just kind of going to Star Wars stuff. Do I want to do Star Wars stuff? Not really. But if I want to make money off of it, yeah, I'll just do really popular items and get a lot of views, and that's that. People may not. I'm not very personable, so I don't think I get as much as people out there. But if I work at it, I'm pretty sure I get a lot of money from views. Anyways, let's get off of that. Okay, so we're going back to agenda. What's the agenda? and we talked about it a little. Um, Sometimes religion, and it boils down to money. Sometimes, not all the time. Control / influence. Um, so that's something that we're going to probably start talking about now. Is um, why have why throw conspiracy theories around? Not just from independent people, media, or social media, and what's the difference between government, corporate media? Now, where do most conspiracy theories, where are they targeted? Usually, people who are very wealthy, they have their own organizations, they have their own networks. Two, they're usually government agencies because they have all the power. So they have reasons to conspire to create harm, right? That's kind of what conspiracies are. Theories are a different matter. So, control, influence / power. Uh, so, yeah, / government. Okay. So, sorry, there's so much to talk about that I'm gonna be going back and forth a lot. Okay, so let's go back to here. A big thing that you probably know about is WikiLeaks, and WikiLeaks is about leaked information, all into a wiki where you can search and read about anything that's leaked, and that creates a lot of conspiracies because if the information at WikiLeaks is true, then there's a lot of things out there that's should be investigated. Now, I'm in the avenue or arena of thought where I would rather have people investigate it and if they find nothing, just stop investigating, rather than not investigating because they blow it off as saying it's not worth investigating. So is something like Pizzagate, child molestation, child trafficking, sex trafficking, is that worth investigating? If you're saying no, then I would probably put the middle finger towards you and tell you to F off, whatever. Yes, it's worth investigating. I don't care who you like, who you want to defend, but there are people in government who are very wealthy, people who are very well liked in the popular culture that have been pedophiles, but you'll look past it because you like them. I mean, either you support pedophilia or you don't, etc., etc. But if you're in the same arena as me, same thought process, investigate it. Don't just blow it off and not investigate it, okay? So, yes, you're going to want to investigate it. So that's what I'm doing. My wife asks me all the time, why do you even look at these conspiracy theories? And I'm telling you why. I watch X-Files. I love it. It's looking for the truth of what's out there. You can't form an opinion when you don't have enough information to make one. Otherwise, it's just a belief, and belief is not looking into it, not investigating. It's taking an idea and formulating your thoughts onto it with no basis for it, except that, hey, if it exists, this is my beliefs on it and my thoughts on it, as opposed to, well, we don't know if it exists, so these are my thoughts on it, or I know it exists and these are my thoughts on it, this is what we can do. So it all goes there. Like X-Files, I want to believe, but I can't. It's not a choice for me. If it was that easy, I would be having a different thing. Is conspiracy theories are all true or whatever. No, do your investigation, and that's what it's about. It's about investigating. That's what conspiracy theories are. So, this is just one that I point out because it's talking about WikiLeaks and Vault 7, whether it's just a trolling. The reason why is a good person that I follow, a journalist, author, writer. He created his own website called Counterpropa, about countering propaganda. And it's good. But he relies a lot on WikiLeaks. And I liked WikiLeaks a lot because when it revealed the DNC hacking, the DNC party, they could have said something. They could have said one email wasn't valid, and that would derail every email out there that WikiLeaks provided. But that didn't happen. So that points out that all they're saying is WikiLeaks, conspiracy theories, blah blah blah, nonsense, crackpot. So what are you gonna believe? Are you just gonna believe them, or are you gonna look into it? So you look into it, and you find they don't point to any part of disproving that those DNC email the hacked or whatever leaks were false or messed with. So I mean, all they need to do is just show you one email. I could show you one email of mine and say, look, this is different than what WikiLeaks provides. So what do you think? Do you think WikiLeaks is providing you correct information? No, right? But they didn't do that. So anyways, what I want H.A. Goodman to do is he's very smart. He thinks ahead, but thinks differently than I do. He thinks differently than other people do. And this all boils down to, there was a time where Julian Assange, who, is kind of the head figure of WikiLeaks, kind of disappeared. Proof of Life hasn't been around since then. You could look through it, and there's Reddit that goes through every point of it. And that's important, because if WikiLeaks is compromised, then anything after that moment of time where he is presumed dead means anything out there is propaganda. It's misinformation intent on bringing down, at least strategically, of course everything's strategic, of supporting an agenda of control, influence, and power. Either government, probably most likely government, or wealth related, because what are the most powerful organizations out there in the world? It's religion, it's people who are wealthy, and it's people in government. They have control over a lot of things, and all you have to do is think about why. It's because people give them power, right? Wow, this is a tough one. Okay, I'm sorry. I don't want this to take long, but I want to explain as much as possible. So, getting back to Julian Assange. Proof of life for me could be easy. Like, you can see that, there's a use of Bitcoin blockchain, but that's really not proof of life. An easy one is they cut off his internet, so he can't really do as much things as he wants. I don't know what the current situation is, because I stopped looking into it. When there is actual Julian Assange proof of life, I'll probably get back into it. So you have this mirror, right? You angle it outside the window, so it shows you're out of harm's way in case there's some spy or covert person wanting to snipe you and kill you, right? Because who wants Julian Assange dead? People in power. Do people like me want him dead? No. He doesn't affect me. He just provides me with information. Now, so you could see anyone filming, because there's a lot of people out there seeing if he's alive, taking pictures, videos. So you've got the mirror image of you, and all you do is hold up a newspaper. Now, a newspaper can easily be falsified, but some things in a newspaper can't. And one of the things, in my opinion, is box score, especially for basketball. How can you predict all this in the past and make it, you can't. So if this snapshot was made 5 days ago, do you think it's gonna be exactly like this? No, because either that or you can really influence like professional sports down to the tiniest detail. That's scary, crazy power. But anyways, let's not think about that. So you've got proof of validity. You know that I'm at least recording this video at this time of day and not any later, right? You can't say that. I can't say that, hey, excuse me, I'm making this video in March of 2017. It's not true because I can't provide proof that it is March 2017. As far as, I could probably show you a desktop clock, but I can adjust that clock to be whatever date it wants to be. But this has a URL. This is the latest I can go. I can even show you, maybe even Google. What time is it? All right, see, it's 12:14 a.m. This is the time. This is my date. It's easy. All right. So, proof of life. Julian Assange. Newspaper, box score, sports. There you go. You know that you're alive, and that this is the latest snapshot of when you were alive, because this is the latest data that's difficult to predict to the tiniest detail. Now, here we go. This is a good one. So, let's go back here. What is the definition of conspiracy theory? Now, this is a really easy one, but for some reason, dictionaries get it wrong. Some dictionaries. Now, this is, I did a Google search, conspiracy theory definition. The first one that comes up, a belief that some covert but influential organization is responsible for a circumstance or event. So, wow. We know what conspiracy means. Conspiracy means something conspiring to cause harm. At least that's what I believe the definition. I think the definition is. Yep, I was correct. So, conspiracy. Let's break it down. Conspiracy equals a circuit plan to do something unlawful or harmful. Oops, I hate doing that. Give me a second. Alright, so we know what conspiracy means. Alright, it's a circuit plan by a group to do something unlawful or harmful. Now let's break down theory. Theory definition. A supposition of system, blah blah blah, intended to explain something. Uses scientific principles, etc., etc. Let's see, by Merriam-Webster. Analysis of a set of facts in their relation to another. Let's see. Principles of a body of fact, a science or an art. A belief. A policy. Yeah, that's weird. An ideal or hypothetical set of facts. Principles or circumstances often used in the phrase of theory. So, a hypothesis assumed for the sake of argument. Let's take... shoot. It's so broad, right? Let's boil it down to... let's just take the top one. That just makes it easier. Alright. Some of you may not be followers of science. I don't know how we'll deal with that, but let's deal with that in a bit. So here we go. Now we have theory. Analysis of a set of facts and their relation to one another. Scientific theory. Maybe we'll go into that. Scientific theory. What is scientific theory? That's easy. I don't want to shoot myself in the foot by getting it wrong. So let's just see what dictionaries say about what scientific theories are. Okay. Life Science Dictionary.com. Ah, there you go. That's a pretty good one. Let's use that. A coherent group of propositions formulated to explain a group of facts or phenomena in the natural world and repeatedly confirmed through experiment or observation. Sorry if you didn't see it. And I'll go ahead and put that down. Remember, even though I may not show it for you because I'm working on something, I am going to provide all the links in my description so you can follow with me. Although this is going to be like maybe an hour long, so I'm sorry. You probably won't want to follow along. Okay, let's keep going. We're doing good. Now, we're going to go back to the definition of scientific theory. I'm sorry, conspiracy theory. Oh, where is it? Here we go. Conspiracy theory. So, this is weird. As far as we know what a conspiracy is, so now we're debating about what theory is. So is a theory a belief? Why not just say what a belief is? So let's look at belief. What is belief? What is the definition of belief? This is why I like doing things, because I already went through all this before on my own, but now I'm providing this information out to other people so they can see thought process behind that. So belief definition. Now, why would they call it a conspiracy theory, not a conspiracy belief? In my opinion, a lot of conspiracy theories that don't have any validity to them are called conspiracy beliefs. But there's no such terminology. Everyone puts conspiracy theory into one big bucket. Okay, an acceptance that a statement is true or that something exists. That's weird. Okay, it doesn't really go into it. Like, it should probably state an acceptance that a statement is true or that something exists without proof of its existence, etc., etc. Let's see what Merriam-Webster says. Something believed. Something that's so something that's accepted, considered to be true, or held as an opinion. I don't know. Belief is so. Why is belief so? Okay. So look, this I like dictionary.com. There's a lot, so I want to put both. These two kind of make the best definition, in my opinion. I mean, what is a dictionary for if it's based on opinion? I guess it's popular opinion, right? We have to agree on words is what it's intended. Gosh, I'm starting to get into like, well, what was that show? True Detective, the Matthew McConaughey. I'm starting to go deep. I really don't want to go there. All right. And let's see. Let's get. So as we can see that there's a big difference between scientific theory. I'm sorry, you're just looking at something else. So you can see that there's a big difference between scientific theory and a belief. And so are we just putting theory into a bucket as belief? No, because look, a set of facts. Beliefs aren't a set of facts, they're opinions, something believed, something not rigorously susceptible to rigorous proof. So we can't say that a conspiracy theory is a conspiracy belief. A conspiracy theory is a theory, right? Otherwise, we should be calling things a conspiracy belief if there's not enough validity to it. But if there is, we should call it a conspiracy theory. And a theory, a scientific theory at least, it's testable, can repeatedly be confirmed. So when you start taking conspiracy theories and giving it to scientists and engineers and giving their opinions, not opinions, their testable scientific methods, it starts to support the theory of something foul going on, maybe a conspiracy. Now, not all conspiracy theories are necessarily conspired. They may have just happened on accident, create harm. So it would just be a theory that something bad happened. Okay. So you've got all these, and so what exactly is the definition of conspiracy theory when you have all these different so what does it boil down to? Conspiracy theory is not a conspiracy belief. Right. Now we've kind of answered this question. What is the definition? Conspiracy theory is not a conspiracy belief. So we've got that down. Now let's go a little bit further. Now that we know that it's not a theory, now let's talk about science. So you'll hear this a lot. You can't prove a negative. So any conspiracy theory out there is just going to be about how you can't prove it because it's negative. Well, not necessarily true. I need more coffee for this. So if you look here, you can see just someone's article about how you can prove a negative. I wouldn't say prove. You can assume to the best ability of the test provided that the negative exists, and you may not like that article because I'm not sure if you know who Stephen D. Hales is. I don't know who he is, so how do we know that this is really thought out correctly? So let's go to someone who's very popular in the scientific community as far as being out there with propagating science. So plenty of you out there probably watching this that believe in conspiracy theories or beliefs, don't like science, might think or believe that Neil deGrasse Tyson is part of a specific agenda. Maybe it's just the agenda of science, which isn't very, not very powerful. I mean, it's influencing, but it's difficult. Anyways, I'm going to play this, so watch.
I think the often repeated comment that you can't prove a negative,
Yes.
I think that is a very misleading
Yes.
concept. In science, we show negatives all the time. I don't want to use the word proof because that's mathematical. Proof exists in math.
Yeah.
Here, so for example, if you have a hypothesis that a bear exists in a certain zone, a certain geographic zone, And you know that the bear would have to be heavy, and if it rains, a bear would leave footprints, and bears poop, large poop. All right, and there would be evidence of a bear even if you never found the bear.
Yes.
And if you do not see the poop, you do not see the footprints, even if you drop dust, white dust around.
There ought to be evidence.
Okay,
Yeah.
and and you put it in front of a cave, and you wait for a full cycle of seasons, and there are no footprints. Scientifically, you have demonstrated the absence of a bear.
Yes.
Conclusively enough, so that you can walk up and down there and send your kids out there and not worry about
It's not totally conclusive, but for all intents and purposes.
Scientifically, we're good with that, and we move on to the next
and I
problem.
think that's a good parallel for God.
Mhm.
All right, so there's that. If you don't believe me, think about what Neil deGrasse Tyson said. Does that make sense to you? If not, hey, leave. You don't need to watch the rest of this. All right, let's keep going. So now that we know that you can, I wouldn't say prove a negative. You can, at the best ability, make a great assumption that a negative is within the realm of possibility with the data that you have. Until that data is proven incorrect, then we're assuming that it's valid data. That's how you have to always think about things in context. For example, it's a popularly held belief that the world was flat. Did we collect enough data that assumption was or belief was false? Yes, we did. We know that the world is not flat, or the earth is not flat. So for those who believe in flat earth conspiracy theory or whatever, or I don't know, you would call it flat earthers, that's a conspiracy belief. It's not a conspiracy theory. You're just kind of falling into the trap of people who have an agenda. All right. So you use your brain. You have one for a reason. All right. Sorry, I get a little bit annoyed. All right. So let's go back into this. So we talked about 3 points. Where do you get your news? What's the agenda? What is the definition of conspiracy theory? We've got that down. Now, all right. Have conspiracy theories ever been proven true? And this one, you could easily do your research. All you have to do is one Google search and look. Click on any of them, read about them. Do they provide enough data? Go to the source of the information that they provide. Is that data enough to make that you understand that those conspiracy theories existed once, and the reason why that they are no longer conspiracy theories is because they've been validated. A lot of that validation, how does that come from? It comes from leaks. It comes from confessions of people within that system where they released enough data that confirming that there was an existence that confirmed that conspiracy theory being true. And here's one at Yahoo News, although this is from Anthony Pierce's blog. But Yahoo News is pretty up there with corporate media, right? So if you're someone who believes in corporate media, here you go. Even corporate media has articles that you know has conspiracy theories that turn out to be true. This guy talks about a lot. North Korea, the conspiracy was secretly kidnapping Japanese citizens. U.S. government poisoned alcohol during Prohibition. U.S. secretly employed Nazi scientists after the war. CIA ran a mind control program. Conspiracy false flag operations, aka countries attacking themselves. With conspiracy, the government is watching us. So, Yahoo News and you'll probably find it on other corporate media out there, although it's probably well hidden. Corporate conspiracy theories turn out to be true, and you could dig deep and look in for more information on it, and you'll find that there is truth out there. And when you look down upon it, how are all these conspiracy theories proven? Like I said, someone leaks and confesses that what the conspiracy occurred. Edward Snowden, he's the one that showed us that the government is watching us. Was that conspiracy before that? Big Brother is watching. Yeah, that was conspiracy theory. How do we know it's true? Edward Snowden leaked, and he's wanted. Are they saying that he's lying? No, because they can't prove that he lied. All they can say is that he's a traitor. They can't argue against what he leaked, because what he leaked was true. So now, are you converted yet from someone who's saying, conspiracy theory, crackpot nonsense? Well, if it happened in the past, can it happen in the future? Yes. Can it happen in the present? Yes. So, have conspiracy theories ever been proven true? Yes, they have. So, basically, does that mean that all conspiracy theories that means that not all conspiracy theories are crackpot or nonsense. So what about the crackpot or nonsense conspiracy theories? Well, you know what I call those? I call them conspiracy beliefs, because they have no validity. There's no evidence. You can easily make a case that there's not enough evidence that they're providing, and so you can call it a conspiracy belief. Conspiracy theory, it's testable. Can you prove the theory to be untrue? Yes. If it can be proven to be untrue, then it's a conspiracy belief, because now you invalidated a conspiracy theory. You have to come up with a different theory in order to effectively boil down what that conspiracy was. So, I would call them conspiracy beliefs. Alright, so is there anything I need to keep going over about this? Have I proven my point? Let's see. Alright, rabbit hole. Like I said. Why investigate conspiracy theories? Good thing for spell check. Alright. So why investigate conspiracy theories? Well, why not? Would you rather not investigate something that could be very bad, or would you investigate something that could be very bad? Yes, you would probably investigate something. If you heard screaming outside your door of your house, would you go investigate, or would you just keep sleeping? If you heard sounds in your child's bedroom and heard your child screaming, would you investigate, or would you just kind of still go to sleep? If you heard shots, gunfire, like crazy screaming, would you just keep sleeping, or would you wake up and do something about it and investigate? I would say yes, you would investigate. That's your normal your tendencies. But what does all this narrative from corporate media do? It tells you not to investigate. That take their word for it. Their government sourced news, that their corporate media, their information is always valid. No, that's believing in something and not investigating because you believe in it, that you don't need to investigate. No, you should always investigate everything. Um, and that's what your normal tendency is to investigate and use your judgment on whether it's worth investigating or not. Exactly like my analogy for if you heard sounds in your house, outside your house, inside your house, and it gets worse, you're gonna investigate. If you didn't investigate, well, you're a dumbass. All right. So why investigate conspiracy theories? It's our natural tendency to investigate something that could cause us harm. Exactly. So if it's going to cause you harm, you're going to investigate. If it's going to cause your family harm, you're going to investigate. That's all what conspiracy theories are. That there's people conspiring to cause you harm, and you have a theory as to why. And when something actually bad is happening, and you don't know what it is, your mind comes up with a flood of things. Like, for example, if there's loud sounds outside your door, and it's like 1 a.m., you're probably thinking, okay, the bar's closed, there's a lot of people walking back home that are drunk. And then you hear like glass breaking, and you hear footsteps inside your house. What are your thoughts? Oh, that someone broke into your house. That's your natural thought. So how do you prove it? You go and investigate. You look. You walk to where you heard the sounds, and you'll most likely probably pick up a bat or whatever, something to defend yourself. Or for most people, they have a gun. So you're going to investigate, right? Yes, you are. You're not going to just sleep. And then when it gets worse and worse and worse, and as most conspiracy theories do, you're going to start really making sure that you investigate and protect yourself. So that's what conspiracy theories are. You're investigating. You're trying to protect yourself. Maybe not just you, but your family, etc. So that's what conspiracy theories are. It's not conspiracy beliefs. And I hope that when you do investigate conspiracy theories, you look into where you're getting your data. The data that you're getting, what's the agenda? Are they trying to, make money? Are they trying to get you into religion? And I won't go into a lot of details, but is it from a source that contains a lot of power? You know what a conspiracy theory definition is. You know that it's not a conspiracy belief. We'll start calling conspiracy theories that are invalid conspiracy beliefs if people still believe in them. But if a conspiracy theory is proven invalid, then it's invalid. You have to come up with a new theory. You know that conspiracy theories have been proven true, right? So if they've been proven true in the past, they can be proven true in the future. And when you dig deep, how are those, if you look through history, how did all those conspiracy theories been proven true? It just takes one person to reveal the secret. And usually that person that reveals the secret, very, very harsh penalties, because people in power never forget. They're going to get killed, they're going to get imprisoned, they're going to disappear. Yeah, pretty scary, huh? So does that mean that not all conspiracies are crackpot nonsense? Yes. So what about the crackpot or nonsense conspiracy theories, conspiracy beliefs. Why investigate conspiracy theories? It's our natural tendency to investigate something that could cause us harm. So, if you're going against your natural tendency, I'm sorry, I can't help you. You're still sleeping. Whatever happens, and it's your fault. So, for people who are investigating, do us a favor, at least listen. If you've watched this entire video, you listened, so thank you for that. My agenda isn't to get money. My agenda is to educate you. I'm not popular, so there's not a lot of views. I'm pretty much unknown. No one knows me except for probably a few friends, few acquaintances, few coworkers, family, right? They probably don't even watch my videos because they think I'm a crackpot. I'm someone who sprouts nonsense. But when I showed you all the videos, all the links, my thought processes, does this make sense to you? Is this logically correct? I would hope so. I don't want you to believe me. I want you to prove me wrong. I want you to invalidate my theories. I want you to invalidate my strategic analysis. I want you to hold me critical, hold me accountable. Because when you do that, I work harder to try to prove my case. So when you do that and provide concrete evidence of what I do wrong. For example, one of my videos, I had a spreadsheet. I added extra 0 on Betsy DeVos's net worth, where her net worth was like something like 50 billion instead of 5 billion. It's a big difference. But I would not have known if someone didn't point that out to me, right? So I make mistakes. People make mistakes. My profession is about finding mistakes and having them fixed. I'm in the quality assurance world. You're going to see some training videos about quality assurance pretty soon because I think it's something that I could provide to help educate, get people more into it. They can make a lot more money, understand the industry, a whole bunch of things. That's how I got to where I am now. And I want the quality assurance to go up, right? I make good enough money. I don't want to just enrich myself more. If I could do more training videos, even though I don't like training videos, I will provide them if I could make a living off of them instead of working. But I'm not going to try to make millions selling books, selling videos, et cetera, right now. I mean, no one's going to watch them. But I do want the next step, next evolution, the next process, infrastructure of quality assurance to go up to the next level. Because technology and software is going up to the next level. So we need to make sure that it's tested correctly, that it works, because poor quality assurance affects a lot of us now. A lot of our information is out there in the cloud, on government servers, probably. Conspiracy theory right there. All right. So, okay. Thank you for watching this, and I'll talk to you later.